Welcome to the glitz and glam of old Hollywood, a world filled with dazzling stars, but also some seriously strange and unbelievable stories. Today, we're diving into 15 bizarre, shocking, and totally true stories from the golden age of cinema that you probably never heard before. Thelma Todd was a beloved comedic actress in the 1920s and 30s, known for her charm and wit. But her life ended mysteriously in 1935 when she was found dead inside her car, parked in her garage. The cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. Officially, it was ruled an accident, likely due to a faulty car exhaust. However, rumors quickly spread that foul play was involved. Some speculated it was murder, possibly linked to her ties with shady Hollywood figures or personal troubles. Others wondered if it was suicide. Despite investigations, the truth was never fully uncovered, making Thelma Todd's death one of old Hollywood's most enduring mysteries, surrounded by gossip and intrigue that continues to fascinate fans even today. Greta Garbo, one of old Hollywood's most mysterious and iconic actresses, had a very unusual request on set. She banned mirrors. Garbo believed that mirrors were distracting and would take her focus away from her performance. She didn't want to constantly check her reflection or get caught up in vanity. Instead, she preferred to concentrate fully on her acting. This strange rule baffled many cast and crew members, but they respected her wishes. Garbo's mirror ban perfectly captured her enigmatic personality, private, serious, and intensely dedicated to her craft. Even today, her refusal to indulge in Hollywood's glamour obsession remains a fascinating glimpse into the unique mindset of one of cinema's greatest legends. Judy Garland, beloved star of The Wizard of Oz, endured brutal treatment under MGM's control. From a young age, she was forced to work exhausting 18-hour days. To keep her awake and slim, the studio gave her amphetamines. To help her sleep, they gave her sedatives. This cycle of drug dependency was maintained throughout her career. MGM also fined her for delays, plunging her into financial instability despite her fame. Garland's struggle with addiction, weight, and depression haunted her until her tragic death at 47 from a drug overdose. Her story reflects the dark underside of old Hollywood, where studios prioritized profit over the health and well-being of their stars, especially young women like Judy. In 1922, silent film director William Desmond Taylor was found dead in his Los Angeles bungalow, shot in the back. The murder shocked Hollywood and captivated the nation. Taylor was a respected figure in the film industry, making his sudden death all the more scandalous. Despite numerous suspects, including actresses Mabel Normand and Mary Miles Minter, both linked to Taylor, the case was never solved. Rumors swirled of love affairs, jealousy, and even involvement by studio executives desperate to avoid bad publicity. Evidence was mishandled, and potential leads were ignored or covered up. The murder remains one of Hollywood's oldest unsolved cases, symbolizing the mix of glamour, mystery, and darkness that defined the early film industry. Carl Alfalfa Switzer, famous for his role in The Little Rascals, met a tragic and violent end in 1959 at just 31 years old. Years after his fame faded, Switzer struggled financially and worked odd jobs, including dog training and bartending. He was killed during a dispute with acquaintance Moses Stilts over a $50 debt related to a missing hunting dog. The argument escalated, and Stilts shot Switzer, later claiming self-defense. Despite the suspicious circumstances, the case was quickly closed, largely due to Switzer's obscured status in Hollywood by that time. Once a beloved child star, Switzer's tragic downfall highlights how former icons were often forgotten and left vulnerable after their moment in the spotlight had passed. Wallace Reed, a popular silent film star known for his charm and athletic roles, suffered a serious injury while filming a stunt in 1919. To keep him working, studio doctors prescribed morphine for the pain, which quickly led to addiction. Rather than allowing him to recover, the studio covered up his condition and pushed him to continue acting. As Reed's dependency worsened, his health declined, and his behavior became erratic. In 1922, he was finally admitted to a sanitarium for treatment. Tragically, he died from a heart attack during withdrawal at just 31 years old. Reed's death exposed the brutal pressures of early Hollywood and the studio's willingness to sacrifice their stars' well-being to protect profits and maintain appearances. In one of cinema's most iconic stunts, Buster Keaton performed a dangerous scene in Steamboat Bill, Jr. where the front of a house collapses around him. To execute it perfectly, Keaton nailed his shoes to the ground so he wouldn't move, standing exactly where an open window would fall just inches around him. A single miscalculation could have killed him, as the structure weighed nearly 2 tons. There were no special effects or safety harnesses, just precise measurements and Keaton's fearless commitment. His crew was reportedly terrified, but Keaton remained calm. The stunt, completed in one take, became legendary and is still studied today. It showcases Keaton's brilliance, risk-taking, and dedication to physical comedy during Hollywood's silent film era. The term Rat Pack is often associated with Frank Sinatra and his famous circle in the 1960s, but its origin traces back to an earlier group. During a wild weekend in Las Vegas, actress Lauren Bacall looked at her husband Humphrey Bogart and his hard-partying friends, including Judy Garland and David Niven, and reportedly exclaimed, "You look like a goddamn rat pack." The nickname stuck, and the group adopted it humorously. After Bogart's death, Sinatra inherited leadership of the group, and the name gained wider fame. Bacall's offhand comment, meant as a joke, ended up branding one of the most legendary social circles in Hollywood history, known for their style, charisma, and close-knit friendships both on and off-screen. In the 1960s, actress Tippi Hedren, best known for Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, kept a full-grown, 400-pound lion named Neil as a pet in her Hollywood home. She, her husband Noel Marshall, and daughter Melanie Griffith lived alongside the big cat, allowing it to roam freely, sleep in their beds, and lounge in the kitchen. Hedren claimed the unusual arrangement was part of research for a film about lions, but many were shocked by the clear danger. In a separate incident later, Melanie was mauled by another lion during filming, requiring facial surgery. The family's obsession with big cats eventually led to the chaotic production of Roar, infamous for its injuries. Hedren later became an animal activist, admitting the idea had been reckless. At the height of her fame in the 1930s, Shirley Temple was so talented and poised that rumors spread claiming she wasn't actually a child. One of the most bizarre accusations suggested she was a 30-year-old adult with dwarfism pretending to be a little girl. This conspiracy gained surprising traction in parts of Europe, where skeptics questioned how a child could sing, dance, and act so professionally. The rumors became so widespread that the Vatican reportedly sent a representative to investigate the claim. After meeting Temple and her family, the emissary confirmed she was, in fact, a real child. The strange episode reflects how Temple's extraordinary talent defied belief, and how fame often brought both adoration and absurd scrutiny. In old Hollywood, child actors like Shirley Temple faced harsh discipline beyond long work hours. One notorious punishment was the black box, a small, cramped chair kept in a cold, dark room where misbehaving children were confined to wait during delays or as punishment. The box was literally ice-cooled, making it uncomfortable and intimidating for young stars. This practice was part of a strict, often cruel system studios used to control their young talent and keep them compliant on set. Despite their innocent on-screen personas, many child actors endured this harsh treatment behind the scenes, showing the darker reality of the glamorous Hollywood image. In 1924, film producer Thomas H. Ince died mysteriously aboard the yacht of media magnate William Randolph Hearst during a lavish weekend party. Officially, his death was attributed to heart failure, but rumors quickly spread suggesting foul play. Some speculated that Hearst, jealous and enraged over a rumored affair between Ince and Hearst's mistress, actress Marion Davies, might have accidentally shot Ince in a fit of rage. To protect his reputation, the story was allegedly covered up, and the details were never fully disclosed. This scandal remains one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries, symbolizing the secretive and often dangerous world behind the glamorous facade of early film industry power players. Jean Harlo, the original blonde bombshell of Hollywood, died tragically in 1937 at just 26 years old from acute kidney failure. At the time, she was filming Saratoga, but her health rapidly declined. Her mother, a devout Christian Scientist, reportedly refused medical treatment, believing that prayer would heal her. By the time doctors intervened, it was too late. Harlo's sudden death stunned the public and devastated the film industry. MGM completed Saratoga using a body double and voiceover artist, making it one of the first films ever finished posthumously. Rumors of curses and eerie coincidences surrounded her death, further adding to Harlo's mystique and cementing her as a tragic, iconic figure of old Hollywood glamour and superstition. Montgomery Clift's tragic decline after his accident stemmed from a mix of physical trauma, emotional struggles, addiction, and societal pressures, especially around identity and mental health, which weren't openly addressed in 1950s Hollywood. If a similar situation happened today, here are some solutions or supportive approaches that could help prevent such a downward spiral. Immediate and ongoing mental health support. Clift clearly suffered from trauma and depression after his crash. Today, access to trauma-informed therapy, grief counseling, and support for identity issues, such as struggling with sexuality, would be vital. Physical rehab and support. Post-injury care includes not just surgery but physical therapy, pain management, and long-term check-ins, tools Clift never fully received. Carole Lombard, the queen of screwball comedy's fiery temper. Carole Lombard was one of Hollywood's brightest stars in the 1930s, known for her quick wit and charismatic presence in screwball comedies. But off-screen, Lombard was fiercely outspoken and unapologetically bold. At a high-society Beverly Hills party, Lombard famously insulted fellow actress Norma Shearer, who was wearing a striking red dress that clashed with the event's all-white decor. Lombard reportedly snapped, "Who the fuck does Norma think she is?" and called her the house madam, a shocking outburst at the time. Despite her sharp tongue, Lombard was beloved by colleagues for her warmth and generosity. Tragically, she died in a plane crash in 1942 while returning from a war bond tour, cutting short a vibrant life and career. Her fiery personality and tragic end cemented her legacy as one of old Hollywood's most unforgettable stars.